So let's begin by setting the stage because the way organizations manage data has changed dramatically. And I think we kind of want to know why data fabric is emerging now as a critical concept. So let's start with this question to both of you. Why has the concept of data fabric gained momentum right now? And what has changed in the market or technology that makes it essential today? Who wants to take this one on?
Yeah, I can probably take this one, George. So before answering that particular question, let's take a step back and understand how data architecture has evolved over the last couple of days. So this is actually based on a recent and very interesting Gartner analysis that I was reading a couple of weeks ago. So if you look at how data architecture has evolved, we can look at pre-2000 period, right? So this is typically the enterprise data warehouse era. So everyone knows what that means. If we look at 2000 to 2010, those 10 years, the post enterprise data warehouse era, this is an era with fragmented data analysis with data marts sitting on top of data warehouses. So as you know, data marts sit on top of data warehouses, each serving a particular BU or a vertical of an organization. So each data mart has its own version of truth, leading to fragmented and inconsistent analytics. So this was that 2000 to 2010 period. Then
Hmm.
you see the 2010 to 2020, that shift where we started talking about logical data warehousing, right? So this is unified analysis of data via a semantic layer. So it is accessing still the same data marts and data warehouses and lakes, but it gives you a unified analysis because it has a semantic layer on top. So the things have slowly started transitioning 2020 onwards, where we call this active metadata era. So this is augmented analysis of data with recommendation engines, adaptive practices, AI orchestration engines, metadata analysis, etc., on existing data warehouses, lakes, and marts. So it's the same as what we saw earlier with the logical data warehouse, but now you have all these recommendations engines, AI orchestration layers, metadata analysis, all of this sitting on top. So with the democratization of data that has been asked for a very long time and self-service analytics that everyone wants at the moment, so we are seeing this transition happen gradually. So we now have chief data analytics officers sitting in organizations who are responsible for getting more and more value out of data, building more value and use cases coming out of it. So this evolution has started happening and is slowly transitioning into this data fabric architecture that we are all seeing. So let's get to the reason now as to why the data fabric is so relevant now to your question, Josh. So I can think of 4 to 5 unique reasons.
Hmm.
So the first one is the Gen AI going to production. So last year, this time, when we probably have sat together doing this particular session, Gen AI was being tested by a lot of people. People were piloting it. People were looking at Gen AI to see if this can solve this use case, that use case, etc. But no one really wanted to go productionizing Gen AI applications obvious reasons, right? Security, scalability, and everything. But now this year, things have changed so much. There is a lot of Gen AI applications in productions. 75% of mergers and acquisitions in the tech space is Gen AI or AI related. So a lot happening with Gen AI this year. And this is actually one of the reasons that's propelling data fabric into the forefront.
Makes
So
sense.
obviously the model quality, it needs well labeling, desiloed data. All of it is needed now with GenAI going into production. So Fabric it now actually supplies all this consistent metadata. It provides the lineage and governance and access layer. So these GenAI applications can be deployed to productions easily through this data fabric architecture. And the second reason I can think of is M&As, right? So there is a lot of M&A that's happening at the moment in the data infrastructure side. And this is actually propelling a lot of data fabric as well, because these vendors are consolidating themselves. So a lot of these legacy tech platforms or companies or organizations, they are buying AI analytic platforms. And this consolidation actually signals to the buyers that fabric capabilities are now becoming mainstream and will be embedded in the tech stack that they already own. The third reason is hybrid and multi-cloud explosion. So there is a lot of reason now for companies to host their data in multiple clouds, hybrid, on-prem to cloud, everything. So this is again propelling data fabric because a fabric is actually a logical virtualization layer that hides all the location complexities, enforcing policies once and querying everywhere. And then the fourth I can think of is the use of unstructured data now, the surge in unstructured data. Previously, you have to convert your unstructured data to a structured data, then put it somewhere, and then combine it with your structured data to then build your use cases. But now with Gen AI can talk to unstructured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data directly. So which means it actually further propels data fabric because fabrics can actually index, classify, serve, both structured and unstructured assets through a common semantic layer. And finally, the one I can think of is the pressure that execs have at the moment, right? Because unintentionally or intentionally, based on the reasons that I mentioned above, execs are already transitioning their IT and data infrastructure towards a common data fabric architecture. And with the positive outcomes that the execs are seeing, other execs are also kind of following the path, which actually leads to a very strong data fabric architecture that we are seeing that's evolving in the market now. So in today's landscape, it's not just about managing data, it's about orchestrating it with precision across the entire enterprise. So it represents a strategic shift in how organizations manage their data, and data fabric architecture is actually a key solution to this. So that's my perspective of how and why data fabric is so relevant now in the market.
Thank you, Karthik. That's a very comprehensive answer.